Hi, and welcome to Blindbuildz. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and here on the channel, we are going to be doing things to raise awareness for the blind and the visually impaired through the means of Lego. Yeah, because here on the channel, I am your host, Blind Prime, and I am blind. I have my co-host, Cream the Cat. He can see quite well, but the problem is, he's not really great at communicating what he sees to me, except to knock things off my table, but that's one of his jobs. His other two jobs are sleeping and interrupting. He does those very well, as he is an orange cat, and orange cats tend to do all three of those jobs pretty freaking well. And cats are good like that, especially orange ones. That is why I appreciate Lego of Europe from the Berlin branch making paper sacks. A viewer of my other channel, Blind_Prime, gave me paper sack Lego for Christmas. They sent it to me, and they bought it in Germany, and it's got paper sacks. The European Lego group absolutely loves cats. They love cat owners, and they understand the troublesome aspect of being a cat owner and also being a Lego lover. And that is that when you're messing with your Lego, your cat friend wants to come and play with the Lego too, because after all, you're playing with the Lego, so why can't they play with the Lego? And what do? Well, they play with the Lego. They knock it all over the place, and you're trying to sort pieces. And if you're visually impaired like me, or you're blind like me, them knocking pieces off the table may be terrible, because then I have to spend a lot of time looking for those pieces that my cat knocked off the table. And so, to stop cats from knocking off, messing with the Lego, European Lego group said, let's put them in paper sacks. That way you can pour out the pieces from your paper sack, you can throw your paper sack on the floor, and your furry friend can have something they can play with too. And if they start bothering you too much, you can always put the paper sack on their head and then laugh as they roll around on the floor and try to remove it. And it's all fun. We all have fun together with Lego. The cat can have fun with Lego. But here at the United States of America, they do not like cats as much as the European branch does. Why else would they only give us plastic bags? They're keeping the paper bags away from the cat owners of America because they have something against the cat owners of America. And I know there's probably another reason that you hear about, but that's the reason I'm going with, because that's the reason in my head on why there isn't paper sacks in the Lego, all the Lego sets in the United States of America. And it's because the Lego group here doesn't like cats. Prove me wrong, Lego group. Make paper sacks in your Lego products here in America, and I will be proven wrong that you also enjoy cats. But until then, I think it's only the European branch that likes cats. And I'll stick to that until I open up my first set that I bought at my local store, and it has paper sacks. And then I will praise the Lego group of the United States of America for also loving cats. But that's my hill, and I'm dying on it. So, here at the channel, other than talking about cat stuff and cat stuff associated with Lego, we will be raising awareness for the blind through the means of Lego. And this will be me reviewing and talking about Lego and describing things in a way that a blind person can understand. Because the second thing that we'll be doing on this channel is reviewing things and talking about sets so that a blind person can better have an idea of what that set is and whether or not they actually want it. And that's an important thing. As a blind person, I don't have a clear idea of what most of these sets are. I have to go by what other people say. And if those other people aren't using the right descriptors, I have to, well, excuse the pun, but buy the set blindly. I have to blindly go. All right? Like, people said the X-Jet was too small. And the X-Jet had problems and stuff like that. But nobody mentioned that the X-Jet had two opening canopies, one in front, one and then another one, kind of like how those old submarine sets from the 90s had two canopies. And then you put your minifigures in there, one behind the other one on both sides to hold 4 minifigures. Nobody said it like that. They just said it was small. Then they opened it up and showed it to you. But they never actually told you that there were two separate canopies that each opened so that one is a mirror of the other. So they open, but the canopies can touch each other when they're open. And that there was those things. So whenever I was first looking at the set, I was assuming it was going to be like the Blackbird from the show, where there was one person in the front and then there was going to be a wider area behind, at least 5 studs wide, to allow 2 people to sit next to each other. I thought it was going to be like that, where it was going to have one person and then a seat of 2 and then another seat of 2, and then that was it. And I was like, yeah, that does seem kind of small for the Blackbird. It should be a little bigger. And also, there was no impression of the little hatch that Storm goes through, or Rogue goes through, or any of the other flyers go through in order to get on top of the Blackbird to fly. Those things aren't mentioned. Here he is interrupting. So it was up to me on my review of that vehicle, that Lego, to mention them. Because if you're a blind person like me, you don't know those things until somebody tells you those things. And if nobody tells you those things, then you'll just never know. And I intend to tell you because I want you to know, because I'm a curious individual. I've got a degree in journalism. I am curious. I like asking questions, and I like getting answers. And I may not get all the right answers all the time, but if I'm proven wrong, well, I change my ways real quick because I know I can be proven wrong. And when I'm wrong, the important thing is to admit that you're wrong and move on, and try to change. So that is something that I do as a person with a journalism degree. I've been wrong a few times, and I admit it. But here at the channel, the second thing is describing things for the blind, and this way the blind can understand more about what they're purchasing, and that's an important thing for them. That's an important thing for me because, well, I like knowing what I'm getting, and I also like knowing what the types of pieces are. So I'll be describing those pieces in the review sets. And then the third reason that this channel exists, and this one's kind of a weird one, but it's come about because of the fact that I've gotten many comments on my parent channel, Blind_Prime. And the third reason for this channel's existence will be to assist individuals out there attempting to learn English. I am a describer of things. I describe things. I point at this, and instead of going, this thing opens and shuts, I go, this is a really cool piece. This is a really neat piece. And I broke it off. I totally broke. I pulled it out of the window. I pulled the window covering out of the window by accident. So this is a window shade. If you've ever been to a food truck, you know that they have these. And usually they slide, but this set was not big enough for a window shade that slid open or closed. So they had to have one that opened. And this set was also too small to install an opening awning. So what did they do? Well, they gave us this really fun 4-stud long by 4-stud wide piece that has 2 gripper hands on one side that allow it to attach to bars that I've built into the side of this little structure and the little burger hut. And then they gave us a 4x4 tile, a 4-stud by 4-stud tile, which is a really rare piece. And the 4x4 piece that has the grippers is a really rare piece too, and I like having them together. And you put the 4x4 tile on this weird 4x4 piece that has the grippy hands, and you put those in the little entryway, the little shop counter where individuals can walk up and buy a hamburger from the hamburger maker person, whoever that is. Whoever I decide to put in there, probably going to be SpongeBob. But that is the description on what this does. It opens up to be an awning. And these assist an individual out there who is blind in understanding what I'm talking about. But they also assist an individual out there trying to learn English because I'm pointing at things. I'm saying that this is a 4x4 tile. That tells an individual, one, that this thing is described as being a tile in English. The word tile is associated with this thing. Also, I did a descriptor on its size. So 4x4, well, if they understand the English numbers, and they can get an idea of the descriptor on how something is sized when it comes to Lego in English, and they can learn those words from that. As I describe things, an individual out there trying to learn English can better grasp the language by watching and listening. And it is my hope out there that they do use my channel to learn English, because while learning English, they will also become more aware of the blind out there and what the blind can do. And they will also have enjoyable videos of Cream the cat wandering around. All right. those are the three things that this channel is attempting to do. And of course, number 4 is kind of the overarching thing, and that's just having fun and playing with Lego and enjoying this fun hobby that so many other people around the world enjoy, and showing how I, as a blind person, enjoy this hobby and how my cat enjoys this hobby. That is my paper sack. Don't you play with that sack. Why did you have to step on the Legos? So, if you want to learn more about the blind, then watch the channel or listen to the channel if you are blind. If you want to learn English, listen to the channel and watch the channel. And if you enjoy a big orange cat that just wanders around occasionally, this is the channel for you. Or you can check out my parent channel, blind_prime. But that is what we're about here. And I hope that you're about that as well. And I hope that you share, subscribe, like, and comment. I really enjoy hearing from you when it comes to comments. What are you doing? You are completely interrupting everything. You're doing your job too well, Kareem. You're doing your job too well. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye for now.